So, yeah, that is whereabouts where we are right now. I was on the... Yeah, I was in the forests. I must have bought these and just completely forgotten to actually open them. I bought some green booster packs and... Yeah, it was green booster packs, right? All 4 green booster packs and I didn't even open a single one. Let's open them. Oh, that's regeneration, right. Oh, that's a forest. Never seen that one before. That specific forest I haven't seen. It's a 0-5 for 2 with Defender. That would go on Felithar and probably nothing else I'm running. Interesting. Interesting to see, yeah, Arachnogenesis being my rare. Okay, I'm just gonna casually get a 3 visits. Target opponent sacrifices a creature with flying. Interesting. Hurricane is rare? Stomping Ground, don't I already own this though, but that's just a different variant of Stomping Ground and Mayor of Avabrook. I don't know, I like the... I don't know, I want to keep, like... Yeah, that way I can just pick and choose which one of these I actually want. Yeah, so I can pick and choose which Shockland, which art I want to run. I mean, realistically, no, I don't need, like, 2 of a Stomping Ground or anything. Okay, I'll keep the Wild Growth. Something about, yeah, devotion to green. This guy thinks he's Giant Spider. Transforms into what? A 3/6 that gives your whole board vigilance. I already have a Llanowar Waste, so this we can just sell back. Okay, different looking Elvish Mystic also. Grizzly Bears. The second Giant Spider I believe I've seen so far tonight. No one is happy when they notice a tiger. That's interesting. Whenever you cast a spell, draw 2 cards. You can play an additional land each turn. At the beginning of your end step, discard your hand. I believe that's still very playable in the right deck. I'm pretty sure I could do something with this in the right deck, absolutely. Anyways, yeah, of course I don't have that much money because I was doing a lot of spending lately. I did indeed do a lot of spending recently. So those towns, have I actually visited them? I'm not even sure. We even got, like, other, like, dungeons to explore if we want to do that. A logging camp. I'm gonna see what else there is to do around here. Is this a place I might have been to by any chance? Oh, Kinnenbonder Prodigy. Isn't this card, like, really good or something? I'm pretty... yeah. Yeah, this card is really good or something. Yeah, once you just have, like, lots of mana to sink into that activated ability, yeah, things get crazy real fast. And then there's everything that's not a land if it just taps for mana. It produces 1 extra mana. Yeah, imagine, I don't know, playing that as a commander, potentially, and seeing where that goes. Ooh, Beast Within. Destroy any permanent for 3. If I don't mind giving my opponent a 3/3 creature. But yeah, still, for 3 mana, I get to pretty much kill anything, which is still nice. Okay, is this Death Shadow but a vehicle? Yeah, apparently so. Play a random effect. I'll pass on that. Alright, that is just... okay, that is recent booster packs, in fact. Pretty recent ones. I guess I'll see what's next door. A Moogle Warrior. That has lifelink and dance, and I'm not gonna read. I don't feel like reading all that. Something to do with Moogles, yes. Okay, yeah, a bunch of elves. Creature spells can't be countered. Well, you mean all of them? I think I'll pass on that still. Whenever you cast a creature spell, draw a card, but you have to behold an elf and exile it to cast this thing. You may put a creature card from your hand onto the battlefield. I'm gonna see what else they got. If I want to do something with hexproof and with auras, I suppose I'll pick up a Glade Cover Scout. Destroy an artifact when it enters. I guess. If I can't come across anything better that destroys artifacts, I guess I'll play this. Whenever a land enters the battlefield under your control, just proliferate. That could be interesting, too. think we'll also just take a Devoted Druid. I do like this card. Whenever one or more +1/+1 counters are put on Evolution Witness, return target permanent card from your graveyard to your hand. I might as well, yeah, pick that up too while I'm here. I think after a while I'm probably just gonna leave. Yeah, if I want to just go like full-on Elf Tribal, definitely should pick up something like Elvish Champion. Fierce Empath. When this creature enters, you may search your library for a creature card with converted mana cost 6 or more. Yeah, because I run that with Animar. In the actual deck that I play in real life. That's, yeah, one of my many. That's one of my searchers that I run. This too could theoretically be my commander if I was interested. I heard this one was kind of popular recently. Hearthhull the World Seed. Recently I heard that was popular. Oh right, we already have Uro Titan of Nature's Wrath, so no need to buy another. No point buying another copy. Each creature you control assigns combat damage with its toughness instead of its power. I mean, if for some reason I literally can't get Felithar to stay on the field, but I can get this on the field, I suppose that's a backup plan for the Toughness Matters deck I run. Okay, when it enters, double the power of each other creature I control until end of turn. Or also when it dies or is exiled from the battlefield, I can put it back into my library third from the top. I'm still gonna keep looking around though. Golgari Grave Troll. If I wanted to play a Dredge deck, but I think I'll pass. Still pretty cool to see, though. Oh, Forgotten Ancient. Whenever a player casts a spell, put a +1/+1 counter on it. And then at the beginning of your upkeep, yeah, I know what this card does. can move any number of +1/+1 counters from Forgotten Ancient to other creatures. Every time anyone casts anything, but I do have to, like, wait a turn to actually move the counters other places. But still. I'm not really gonna say no to that. Since I still have some money to blow. Take the initiative, so start exploring a dungeon when this enters the battlefield. Add 2, or if you completed the dungeon, add 6 screen instead. I guess we might try that guy if our deck has space. Yeah, I think I am somewhat familiar with what that is, taking the initiative. You basically just explore a dungeon. Yeah, you basically just create this dungeon, you go from one room to the next and get its respective effect. But if your opponent does damage to you, then they get to, like, start exploring their own dungeon and just getting the various effects from it. Whenever you cast a creature spell, seek a land card. Does this mean just get a random land from your deck or something? Does it just get a random land card from your deck to put onto the battlefield tapped? I think that's what seeking is. I vaguely remembered. Yeah, that's what seeking was. Each player may only do stuff during their own turn. I'm planning on making a deck that, yeah, just casts a lot of creature spells. I really do want to make that Animar deck, and it's probably going to be packed to the brim with creatures. Since Animar just gets bigger and it gets easier to cast your creatures, the more, well, creatures you play. I suppose we'll grab that for our Felithar. I own this and I own this, so no need to buy more. I've seen this land, this is just kind of bad. It's just kind of, like, bad. Gain 4 life after you might have done, like, 2 or 3 damage to yourself just by tapping this for white mana anyways. It's kind of, like, self-defeating when you think about it that way. Not really playing a green deck that needs to surveil, unfortunately. All your green legends banned with other legends. No thanks, I'll pass. It doesn't even produce mana by itself, so no thank you. If I need some more lands, I got some more lands. Scalding Tarn. Oh, interesting. If I find myself playing a monocolor deck, I'm more likely than not just gonna throw this in it and throw this in there. Yeah, much easier to gain devotion to a single color if you're playing, I don't know, only one color. I would imagine. Yeah, so now I think I know why I'm broke, because I keep spending whatever little money I have. I keep spending it. Find some cards that I like, and then I just go and blow all my money. Oh, that's Honored Hierarch. I thought it was Noble Hierarch for a second. A Sword of Light and Shadow, you say? if I want to do something centered around equipment or just need a way to give myself protection from both white and black, then that'll do it. Okay, so that's gonna put me rather close to the Green Castle. I think I'll just go inside and see if I can get anything done there. Yeah, especially since I'm literally just right outside. All opponents get Galta's presence. That was what I think it is again. If it's what I think it is, yeah, we might potentially have to reconstruct our deck to some degree if it's what I think it is. Okay, what just happened here? Did I enter with it? Did I go in with an invalid deck? Let me go see, like, what deck I have selected, because I might have, like, an illegal deck selected. Do I have, like, an empty deck selected and I forgot about it? If my deck is just, like, gonna be all wastes... Yeah, I have an empty deck selected. So I guess the game just fills, like, all those empty cards with wastes, right? Okay, so yeah, that's what happens if you try and play with, like, an empty deck. Did not realize I forgot to have, like, a proper deck selected. So yeah, that's what it does if you don't. Also notice, yeah, I had, like, no commander selected either. Did not have a commander either. I did go in with an empty deck. So, of course, yeah, I swapped to... Yeah, I'm gonna probably give Reaper King no more, a little bit more screen time. Okay, we have an actual deck again. Spells can't be countered. So, I probably should not bring, like, a blue control deck here. Non-creature, non-battle spells your opponent casts cost 2 more to cast. Every single non-creature spell I play is going to cost an additional 2. Yeah, so basically the game's just giving you the finger if you're playing blue. Essentially. If you're playing like a blue control deck that's mostly just like non-creature spells, the game's just giving you the middle finger here. Okay, that's basically reach. So clearly we just want to mostly play creatures. I mean, there's nothing I want to destroy with this at the moment anyways. I'll pay, what, like 3 mana to Lightning Bolt this? I'm gonna keep Ragavan where he is. And then just go, like, cast it. Yeah, let's just dump all our creatures onto the battlefield, I suppose. Okay, that's... If it gets the tap down, though, it can make banana artifact tokens, if I'm reading that right. I'll just get rid of it with Chaos Defiler. Alright, 7 damage there, exactly. Summon Gorilla Pack. So yeah, any deck that's got like too many non-creature spells. Even this one, how many non-creature spells do I run? Because we'll have to make that like less, or just pick like only the cheapest ones to play. And ideally just replace those all with, well, creatures. This is still gonna cast... Okay, if I play this for free, it's still gonna cost like an extra 2, right? I can still technically just cast this for not too much mana if I just pay the black mana pips with life total instead. So let's just run more creatures in this deck than we usually do. Just gonna run extra creatures if anything. Destroy a non-artifact, non-black creature for 3. I guess we'll play Bone Shredder. I'd probably just play something along the lines of like a removal spell that costs less mana, but if the creature is not going to get taxed by Galta's presence, then yeah, that's exactly what we'll just do instead. Instead, we'll just play a creature that can just destroy a creature at that point. And we'll kind of just do that again with the Ravenous Chupacabra. That also destroys a creature when it enters. And we'll try out, yeah, Undermountain Adventurer also, I suppose. Alright, let me just go grab 2 more creatures anyways. My gut's telling me, yeah, just go pull out 2 more creatures and kind of just go with that. Alright, is this... Well, I think I'll run this one. Copy a creature when a land enters if I pay 2. I'm just sort of like making a few changes to my deck here. I'm in the green castle that has this, like, unremovable enchantment that just makes all non-creature spells cost 2 more. Only mine, by the way. You know what? I'm gonna try that. Remove from deck. The commander that I'm playing currently, I have like at least 7 different decks, I believe, going. Currently trying Reaper King No More. Currently giving that a go. Maybe I can steal a few creatures here and there. I can guarantee steal like an X1 when Reaper King enters. Yeah, anything with 1 toughness I can steal guaranteed as I play my commander. Maybe even some larger creatures if I can just, yeah, get the counter on them and then just kill them later. And for the most part, it's really just like a bunch of the best cards that I happen to own. Well, fewer non-creature spells than usual because of this thing right here. That's why I want to play this first and then play my fetch. I'd probably cast this first and then put Elvish Mystic down, if anything. Apparently still not playing anything just yet. I don't know, kind of just waiting for my opponent to play a creature. Interesting. Yep, so this... Oh wait, I can just do adapt too. My opponent is clearly not paying attention here. I can just adapt in response. Put some counters. And yeah, that's exactly what I'll do. Sacrifice, strip mine, destroy target land. So that's gonna leave. And then the forest I destroy is also gonna leave, so that's gonna get more counters on it, of course. I forgot to actually attack. Flametongue Kablu's just gonna get rid of that. This time, let's actually attack. Sure, that is fine. Oh, Menace, so... my opponent can't even block this. Perfect, my opponent literally cannot block. And it's 7 power. Okay, well, we kind of won a lot of cards here. Oh, banding. Target creature... Oh, 5 mana is a lot to spend for this, but... it is... you can run this as one of your lands. If you're fine with a land that can only make colorless, that is. Okay, this could be a combat trick if you have 4 mana to spare. Forest Giant, okay. I'm gonna, yeah, keep this hand too. Starting off with an Ancient Tomb. Okay, this actually costs 2 to cast. I should have probably just replaced this with another land. Playing under this. Okay, he can cast Fertile Footsteps for 3. Just putting a forest onto the battlefield. Okay, he's just gonna get another land. Sure, why not? Meanwhile, now I'm just gonna have free card advantage coming in from this here. And with that, let's see what I can rip out of my opponent's hand. These all look pretty strong, but I think it's gotta be the Primeval Titan I'm gonna take out of his hand with this until it leaves. Anyways, pass. So one of those 6-drops is gonna come down. Other creatures you control get +3/+3, and gain trample until end of turn. Anyways, what other creatures? I'll pay 4 mana to get rid of that creature instead of, like, 2. Oh, he must have just drawn that literally this turn, right? Okay, so it's another 6/6. Like, it turned into a 5/5, but still. I don't know. I'll play Skullclamp for 3, because why not, I guess. Alright, so I'll Skullclamp, draw 2 more lands. I mean, I have to look and see. Lord of... Oh, Garenbrig. Return Earthshaker Giant to its owner's hand if it's a creature card, it perpetually gets +3/+3. Okay. I guess that works. I might as well destroy the creature that would otherwise be able to block. Okay, knocked him to 4. Alright, pay 2 mana to play Mox Jet. Which is, yeah, really not a good rate anymore. Okay, so that's a 10/10 trample. That's coming... Oh, never mind. He wants to keep blockers up because he'll have really low life. His life total's so low, he just wants to keep blockers up. Never mind what I said earlier. You know what, I guess I'll just play my commander. See if I can come up with anything here, in fact. I don't know, maybe just attack with everybody, because he can't block everything now. Or I guess just attack with the flying guy. Because these won't block. These won't be able to block. Oh, yep, there's Primeval Titan. Grabbing 2 Ancient Tombs. All this mana and, like, don't really have anything to do with it, sadly. Okay, we got this guy back too, so that's another creature that can attack. I do think at this point if I just attack with absolutely everything, because yeah, he doesn't have enough creatures to block all the damage that's coming in. He won't even have like enough creatures to block everything. Tap any number of your creatures. You gain 4 life for each creature tapped this way. Tapped creatures can't block. I see. Interesting. Still probably selling everything regardless. An elephant. And a squirrel. I think I'll just go after the elephant. I believe we can keep this. So there's a creature already, I see. Okay, so if I play stuff out for 0 mana, it turns out I actually have to pay 2 instead of pay 0 for it. So my free spells aren't even free, they'll cost 2. Just for him to go play another one. Yeah, if I don't find any lands anytime soon, I might be in trouble. Okay, so yeah, now I have all my colors. Yeah, kind of just thinking how we want to proceed. And then from there, hopefully my opponent won't start like putting too many things on the board. A southern elephant. Okay, we should be fine. I don't think this is going to be an immediate threat. We should be fine. -1/-1 counter on each creature, so... yeah, one of his creatures is going to be dead. And then, since I'm a little short on mana, I have to just pass. Yes, let's make another worm token. Yes, please. I'll do that. Alright, I'll steal this for myself then, in that case. I guess I'll attack with Soul Snuffers. And no blocks. Sure. Whatever he did, yeah, just whatever he did is fine. I think at this point I do actually have enough lands now. Okay, let's just hardcast Grief. And make my opponent discard the last card in their hand. Just Grief. Again, 0 blocks. Yeah, we'll just make another worm token. Now I have like 2 worms and Reaper. I'm gonna send Reaper King and Grief also. I'm gonna send nearly everybody into attack at this point, except that's only a 2-2, that's a 2-3. That's like, yeah, 6 creatures coming his way. And the elephant's dead. So, there's gonna be like a big dinosaur on the other side of this gate. Okay, I meant to grab the gold and then go fight the boss. Even if that means I lose more gold if I fail, because I have more gold to lose, we'll still just grab the gold anyways. Yeah, it took like 5 or 6 tries, but I still managed to rather effortlessly no-clip through the gate, and then I'll just no-clip back. And then we'll go fight Ghalta. Zero lands in this opening hand. That's a mulligan. Yeah, I guess let's just keep some creatures. All 4 drops. But yeah, one of them is a Roboroid. If I get like just a decent amount of creatures out and this thing survives for a few turns, I'm probably just gonna win the game, because a Roboroid is just nuts. Usually I wouldn't just dump a Mox Jet in the graveyard, but yeah, here we are. I will need to find another land, ideally. Or something that costs 3 or less mana. Because now I got this staring us down. Okay, we can take the initiative, or we can just cast a Roboroid first. Probably, yeah, much better off doing that. Okay, it's a 10-10, but thankfully it's got no abilities. Whenever you take the initiative, and at the beginning of your upkeep, venture into the Undercity. So we'll just let's get a swamp off of that. Search for a basic land. It's gonna be the last color that I'm missing, obviously. Hopefully, at least these 2 creatures deter Ghalta from swinging. No, of course Ghalta's still gonna go for it. I'm gonna let this thing hit me. I see. At least now I have an 8-10, a 9-10, and a 5-5, and I'm just going to hide behind that stuff. Still gonna attack me. Still apparently attacking, apparently. My life total is running a little bit low, so we're just gonna chump block with a 5-5. Okay, there's my second black source right there. But yeah, because Roboroid got to stick around for like, what, 4 turns? Now I got a 16-18, a 17-18, and a 9-9. If Ghalta literally doesn't have any spot removal to deal with any of these creatures, Still might go target creature, so that means it has to attack. This is going to be forced to attack, that means, right? Let's destroy the 10-10 with the Chupacabra here. And since my opponent literally can't find a single piece of removal to get rid of any of my creatures, especially this one because, yeah, Ouroboros. I don't know what the designers are thinking. Yeah, now we're literally just putting 16 +1/+1 counters on everything we have. I'm gonna force at least a block or two here for sure. Put 2 +1/+1 counters on. I don't think we need to do that. Try to. Yeah, now that I can actually produce double black, I have access to all the mana I need, so that should be good enough. Yeah, this guy's an 18-18. This is a 33-34. And it's just gonna keep on going. Go target creature, or we'll just create a treasure token. Imperial Recruiter, so what can he go grab? Colonian Hydra. If that attacks double the number of +1/+1 counters on each creature we control, that's the card, I believe, right? As much as I would love to cast that. Oh, it is castable. Look at this! Look at this! So yeah, my opponent's gonna be forced to block with all their creatures to, like, stay in the game. Forced to block to stay in the game. 4/1 Black Skeleton Menace. It's gonna be way bigger than that. Put X +1/+1 counters on each creature you control, so 64 +1/+1 counters on everything. And then this is gonna attack, and then double all those counters a second time, because I guess our creatures aren't strong enough. Alpha Strike. How much damage is this gonna be? That's at least 500. That's almost 750. Well over 1,000. Over 1,000. Yeah. That right there should just count for, like, both. That should just count for, like, both games right there. That should literally just win me the match. One land hand. Mox Jet, but 2 to cast this thing. Okay, I guess that looks at least to be acceptable. Command Tower. Elvish Mystic. Pass. Can't attack or block unless you control 7 or more lands. Okay. I'll swing for a 1. Destroy target artifact. Okay, targeting this. Whenever another permanent leaves the battlefield. Oh yes, now it's just gonna gain some power toughness for free. Okay, can't attack or block until it gets to, like, until Galta gets to 10 permanents. I'm already counting 8, so yeah, really not that far away from reaching 10. Wow. Already getting pretty close to reaching 10 permanents, I see. Well, I can still attack and not have to worry about these blocking. Let's just... oh, never mind. Enters tapped. Okay, we might be in trouble. And the Great Henge! We might be in trouble here. I got this to deal with. That's gonna make, like, every time my opponent plays a creature, they'll just draw a card. We might actually be in trouble here. Lightning Bolt won't kill anything. Not by itself, at least. Yeah, we might really be in trouble here. Yeah, if I can find a way to actually get this off the field, that would be amazing. Because then I can steal that for myself if Reaper King is still alive. Yeah, we very well might be in trouble. Trample, of course. Well, I'm still taking 11. Haste and ward 10 as long as it was cast. Whenever the Tarrasque attacks, it fights defending target creature defending player controls. Oh my god. I'm not even sure what I'm supposed to do anymore at this point. These creatures are just getting bigger and bigger at this point. I'm not even sure what to do anymore. Oh, I can put this on the field, right? Okay. Got an extra land card. I still don't think it's gonna help. This thing can't even attack or block, so I don't think it'll help me. Still probably is not gonna help at all. Alright, we did 4 damage. We're probably gonna die next turn. Okay, that doesn't... Probably still not getting out of this. I would probably just... If anything, I'm just gonna lose the next turn. I'm probably dead next turn anyways. Okay, I can... Let's see. I can play this and then this, and hopefully maybe start to find a few lands. I don't know, pretty ballsy to just keep this and 1 land. Mountain. Okay. Hope I survive. I wasn't even close to surviving. So let's just worry. Now let's just worry about game 3. Oh, I can put +1/+1 counters on stuff every time I play a land because of this. Bloodbraid Elf. Into Deep Cavern Bat. So what can I rip out of my opponent's hand? 2 copies of Ghalta. The one that fights a creature and has ward 10? Attack for 6 in the meantime. Oh, right. Can play an additional land each turn while he has that out. Well, there's Ghalta already. I need to have one more... I need to actually have more mana available to cast this thing, unfortunately. Because of this. But I have this guy ready to make mana, and because I have this overpowered staff, I could untap something. And then, on my opponent's turn, right as Ghalta starts their turn, snuff out, pay 4 life and 2 mana, kill Ghalta. Reaper King no more, to steal it for myself. Another Ghalta. Abrupt Decay, we're gonna kill the Wayward Swordtooth. Reaper King's gonna give me that as well. Pretty sure I got the City's Blessing. Look at all my stuff on the field. I got the City's Blessing. So if this attacks... No blocks. Will this attack? It will. I'll take 12. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, 1 permanent away from the City's Blessing. I'll make my opponent sacrifice something. Alright, do 5 damage that way. Okay, it's just the 10-10 with no abilities. So what can I even go grab off an Imperial Recruiter that can help me? Big Game Hunter? We could do Bone Shredder? Probably something that just kills one of his creatures. Is probably what I want to do. One black here, whatever color, doesn't matter. Oh, put some counters on something, right. So yeah, now I got the biggest creature on the board. And the other copy of Galta is dead. Big Game Hunter will just wipe it out. That can give itself trample. I'm gonna send my 13/13 Galta swinging. Okay, the 10-10 is gone. My board is still full of creatures, and Galta's is not. There's another one. Runescarred, can I cast this? Barely, not enough mana to cast Runescarred Demon. I gain 1 life. So yeah, now I gotta out this again. Some way, somehow. Attacking, I see. That's 12 coming my way. I can stop some damage, but at what cost? Or just, yeah, block enough creatures that might die anyway, so that's 7, 10 damage there. I think that's 12 on the nose. Yeah, I pretty much lost all my creatures, but... yeah, Galta lost Galta again. So I guess it pays off? Alright, Bayou. Attack for 1, because it's all I got left at the moment. Galta is in top deck mode. Okay, so that's a 4/4 Vigilance. It is able to block. Anything good in my graveyard I can just bring back? Big Game Hunter can kill that? Or do I just maybe save it for an even larger creature? Or I just cast Runescarred Demon. And now I'm just trying to decide what I want to go grab off of it. I don't know, maybe I need to gain some more life, so maybe a Nighthawk Scavenger could do. Or maybe I need to kill another creature that comes in, so just anything that can just kill a creature when it enters. I'm gonna grab Chaos Defiler. That can kill something when it both enters and when it dies. So yeah, Chaos Defiler it is. So we're gonna wipe that with Chaos Defiler. Let's attack with let's just attack with all of them at this point that can attack. Yeah, none of them swinging into literally an empty board. Can't attack or block unless you have the city's blessing. My opponent has the city's blessing. So that's just a 5/5. I'm gonna resurrect Big Game Hunter to kill that. Everything else that can attack will, and then pass. Okay, it's just the 4/3 that can't even block Rune Scarred. Yep, Galta is toast. And that is a done deed. Oh wow. Finale of Devastation and Galta, of course, Galta Primal Hunger. So yeah, anything for me now that I've defeated. Alright, so want to tell me? Yeah, anything for me since I defeated completed every castle, so anything for me? I defeated the occupants of the 5 castles, but I did not find any captives. Any good news for me? I did the main questline again. They also shrouded certain areas of our world, causing them to be hidden for the lack of a better term. The spell of their combined presences created subtle tricks of the mind which made us look right past parts of our world, including the prisons which do hold planeswalkers. I believe you will now be able to find them. You've now reached the end of the currently available story content, but there's more to be found in Chandalar. Several difficult dungeons have now been added to your world map, and your card collection can continue to grow. Check in with this NPC after updating Forge to continue the story when it is ready. That's my second, chapter 1 complete now. My second time now completing just the main, quest line. So yeah, that puts us back in the post-game. Back to the post-game it is. And since... yeah, now we're entering the post-game. I think it's time to start throwing another deck together. Quite possibly my all-time favorite commander. Let's start putting this together. Let me know, let you know what I think about what exactly. Where'd that... oh, I'm wondering... I don't remember where that specific lightning bolt came from, but... the one with the original art, yeah, we'll play it. Destroy target artifact or enchantment, its controller gains 4 life. If I want to give something trample for 1 mana, sure. Yeah, I should have known, like, something just got blocked by YouTube's chat filter. I should have known. Counter target artifact. No. Enchantment, instant, or sorcery spell for 1 blue mana. Sure, the opponent gets a blue bird, but I'm not gonna say no to a 1 mana counter spell. Okay, this is the one that hits artifacts, creatures, and planeswalkers. If I need to counter something, then yeah, by all means. I think we're also gonna do the Canter. Maybe, I think we'll do the Tinderwall also. I'm trying to just cram in as many cards as I have that I can just play turn 1 that make an extra mana the next turn, so that Animar could come out turn 2 potentially. I've heard quite a few people say that it's just more difficult than normal because, for one thing, your opponents still have their typical decks that could be, like, in the ballpark of 60 cards. You're playing with a 99 card deck, and not just that. Aside from the basic lands, you can pretty much only run 1 copy of every card. Yet, I still don't find it that much more difficult. I mean, yeah, having a commander you have consistent access to is absolutely huge. Especially if you've really built your deck around it and your opponent just doesn't have, like, any removal to answer it. Trouble with pacing, in what sense? I believe I have a Worldly Tutor. Yes, I do. See, I remembered having that in my collection. EDH is usually slower start than normal, no? I mean, yeah, really. Then again, it depends on how you build your deck. I'm starting with, for example, all the cards that cost 1 mana, and so far, I've already picked out like 14 of them. It still really does depend on how you build your deck, but I mean, early on, it's probably going to be slower starts early on, especially when your collection is, like, just really small. Sacrifice a land, target creature you control gains Shroud until end of turn. For 1 mana. And for however many, like, lands you gotta sacrifice. I can put a +1/+1 counter onto my commander, which it wants to have as many of those as possible. And give it hexproof until end of turn. Yeah, we're gonna play that. I just want to save my game again. Don't mind me. We'll get right back to building. Yeah, just also throwing some color hosers into my side deck. Yeah, these 3 cards hate on red, this one hates on blue. So if you're, like, brand new, probably would recommend, like, just... Yeah, you only need to have, like, 60 cards. Was it 40 or was it 60 cards? I just assumed it was always, like, 60 because that's, like, the typical, like, constructed deck size. But I think some people can play this with 40-card decks. I pretty much just always played... I just always assumed it was 60 and always played 60 anyways. Sacrifice Kangerbloom to destroy an artifact, an enchantment, or proliferate. We'll play that. Untap it to 2 lands when this enters. We'll try this. I might come back to that. Not sure if I'll play that just yet. I'm definitely thinking about it. Draw a card when this enters. If Animar just has like even a single counter on it, it's just gonna be like a 1 mana, like draw a card. And continue to build your board and get Animar big. I was picking up a lot of cards that I know were just good in an Animar deck over the course of several live streams, several play sessions. And now we're just gonna start putting all of them into one deck. And I think I'm gonna play also Gilded Drake, give that a go. 2 mana, steal my opponent's best creature. Sure, they get the 3/3 flyer flying Gilded Drake, but I'm not gonna pass that up. How am I gonna really say no to that? I'll probably also play Moloch in here as well. Copy any creature for 2 mana. Okay, I can give something hexproof. And it's a creature. So that also makes Animar bigger, and I can just give something hexproof, so... My opponent tries to target something to get rid of one of my cards, just... Nope. Plume-Creed Escort. Yeah, if I need another mana dork, there's one here. Okay, I also really want to play that again. Return a creature to owner's hand on top up to 2 lands. I'm gonna put a lot of creatures in here with really good ETB abilities. I can always just put one of my opponent's creatures into their hand also to slow them down. I'm not really gonna be saying no to that. We're gonna try Springheart Nantuko. Copy something with a very good enters the battlefield ability, potentially. I'm not gonna say no to Sylvan Library. This might be also worth trying. We can always just come back to it later. I'm gonna put Wall of Roots in. I want to play Wan Shi Tong Librarian. Interesting. Maybe at best that's a sideboard card for now. I'll probably still play that. I think this guy's still probably going to be good in Animar against one opponent. I think he's still going to be good. I'm not trying to donate anything with this deck. Not sure if I'll have room to run this thing, but that really does sound nice. Every time I play a land, just proliferate. Fierce Empath, definitely. This, definitely. I want to try that, too. This, definitely. Search for any creature when this enters. I'm not going to say no to that. Copy any creature I control, and it's also a really shitty land on the back, but still, I like that flexibility it gives me. I'm not gonna play Guy in the Chair. Definitely Imperial Recruiter. Searches for anything with power 2 or less as it enters. Return a creature to owner's hand when this enters. Tap or untap target permanent when that enters. I also have Kiki Jiki Mirror Breaker, which can copy, any non-token creature when it enters. And this can just untap the Kiki Jiki, which can then just tap again to make another copy of Pestermite, which can just untap the Kiki Jiki. It is an infinite combo. If I get those two cards together, on the field. If I get Kiki Jiki together with Pestermite, it's an instant win. Okay, that just, when it enters, lets me look at the top 3 cards of my deck, put one to my hand, the rest on the bottom. And if Animar just has like only like a few counters on it, it's gonna be like 2 mana for this. It's gonna be 1 mana for this thing instead of 3. That is a land on the back, so I definitely gotta, like, not saying no to that. Any good artifacts with a converted mana cost 2 I could grab? Umezawa's Jite. Lightning Greaves. Yeah, we have a few. Yeah, we got a few. But I just like even more what we have in the 1 mana artifacts. Sensei's Divining Top. We have Shadow Spear. Oh yeah, we also have Skull Clamp. But yeah, Skull Clamp. True Name Nemesis. Just, yeah. Uro, Titan of Nature's Wrath. Just go grab any forest, untapped, when this enters. When I play a creature, just go get a random land out of my deck, put it straight onto the battlefield. Sure, it may come in tapped, but big whoop. Ancestral Statue. Once Animar is big enough, I can just recast this thing over and over again indefinitely. I have to return a non-land permanent I control to my hand after I have Ancestral Statue enter the battlefield. He can return himself, and his mana cost is made up entirely of generic mana, so Animar can reduce that to 0. And pretty much break that card in half. Whenever you cast a creature spell, draw a card. I'm not sure if we'll have enough non-creature spells to consistently make Displacer Kitten just blink stuff. I'm not gonna say no to Flame Tongue Kavu. I want to try this as well. I already have something that can just copy a creature anyways. Yeah, seeing what Ouroboros did in one of those games earlier, there's no possible way I could just say no to it. Okay, that's another way to just copy stuff. And if I don't want to actually pay the blue mana, I can just pay some life instead, because it's a Phyrexian blue symbol. Maybe him. Gain control of something as long as this is on the battlefield. I probably want to run that too. And, oh wow. Yeah, we might potentially have to just cut a lot of cards from our deck after all. There's some stuff, yeah, towards like the top end of our curve that I want to play as well. This absolutely I want to play in any Animar deck, really. Draw 3 cards and potentially cast this for 1 mana? How could I possibly say no to that? This just draws me a card for every single creature I have out, so you better believe I'm playing that. Yeah, I'm just gonna put a few creatures in for our curve toppers, and then let's see how many lands we got going. Well, none, but how many cards that are lands on the back is what I meant to say. 3 cards that are lands on the back. So yeah, technically we'll just count that as, yeah, 3 lands so far. Yeah, we're just having to, like, chop some fat off the deck at this point, unfortunately. Yeah, clearly I won't be able to play everything. I'm gonna try and just squeeze at least one 6-drop in here, so if I have a 5-drop and I want a Birthing Pod of the way, I have something to at least go into, potentially. So if I do 33 more lands, we'll have 36 lands, and then a Sol Ring, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, yeah. We still might be, like, potentially playing too few lands. Still a concern I'm not running enough land cards in my deck. So every, like, fetch land except for Marsh Flats, I'm just gonna jam in here. For starters. Okay, Command Tower 2, definitely. We even have, like, the 3 Moxa, and I guess those are just gonna go in, too. A Stomping Ground, a Steam Vents, and a Breeding Pool, and then also the original dual lands as well. I believe I have all of them. Yes, I do. Yeah, Volcanic Island, it's right there. So Arid Mesa, Bloodstained Mire, that's 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 fetches so far. Which one did I not put in? There's Flooded Strand, there's Polluted Delta, there's Bloodstained Mire, Foothills, Heath. Which one did I forget? Mesa, Rainforest. So Scalding Tarn, Verdant Catacombs, Mesa, Misty. I think we have them all. I believe that's all of them. So also, while we're here, Volcanic Island, Taiga Tropical Island, Scalding Tarn, no, Steam Vent, Stomping Ground, Breeding Pool. I want Breeding Pool in here. I'll take also the Channel Lens. Odawara, where's that? I guess we'll do that Verge there. That Verge will go in. Alright, a land I can just sacrifice to draw a card later. We'll run that. A City of Brass. Cavernous Souls can make creatures of a specific type uncounterable, so that too, definitely. And then maybe I'll just do like 2 of each basic to round it out. Maybe just 1 of each basic at that point. And then we'll have a fully functional Animar Soul of Elements deck, and I'll probably want to give it at least 1, like, test run real quick. I'll have a fully functional deck. At least I think. Unless maybe I didn't actually put enough lands in. Maybe I didn't include enough lands. We'll see sooner or later. Maybe I did not include enough. Well, yeah, we have a 99 card deck now, of course. Rename. And probably just... Actually, save. I think I know where I'm going to take this. So first things first, I'll just pick an arena and go there. I'm just gonna test this out at the nearest arena. Alright, so my deck is ready. 3 lands. That'll be a keeper. Oh, let's start with 34. Like, that is wild. So let's Scalding Tarn into Tropical Island, Tinderwall, and then say go. Okay, I just made 2 red with my Tinderwall. Floating a red, I'll just play Wild Canter with that. Alright, so turn 2, I already have my commander on the board. My opponent just played this thing. Alright, so we're currently turn 3. We're only on the 3rd turn of the game so far. Ancestral statue will just return itself. And now we're at that point where this costs 0. I can't believe I literally just got the loop going on turn 3. Yeah, now I need to just, pick apart my opponent here at this point. Red, green. I'm just making sure that I'm tapping my lands down correctly so I can cast Maelstrom Wanderer. What are we gonna cascade into? There's nothing I can really copy, unfortunately. Birthing Pod. Yeah, expecting some blocks here at this point. Yeah, I suppose we'll just draw 2 more cards. And not really find much else. Well, yeah, obviously my opponent's gonna have to block. Clearly, they gotta block at this point. Hostility. I'll just bounce it. Okay, next game. Yeah, I pretty much had an infinite loop going, but it still took a few turns after that point to still actually just get the kill, funnily enough. Still took a bit of time to actually confirm the kill. Hilariously enough. Sure, that'll be fine. That'll be fine too, in fact. Okay, can I make blue, red, and then green off the harbor? Now I should be able to cast my commander. And next turn, yeah, assuming this is still alive. Okay, unless I control 2 or more basic lands, this is gonna do 2 damage to me. I do in fact not control, like, more basic lands. I guess I'll start by casting Cankerbloom and then Raven Familiar. Let's see what I can take into my... Oh, wow. Peregrine Drake. Choose card to put into hand. It's probably going to be that. The thing that lets me untap all my lands? Yeah, we're going to probably just... Yeah, we're going to definitely do that. Volcanic Island. Let's double the number of counters on this with Scythecat Cub. I'll float a green. I'll make a blue. Peregrine Drake will just untap all my lands. Maelstrom Wanderer. Elvish Mystic and Formidable Speaker. So with that, what can I go grab? I just want to draw a bunch of cards. I have another card that can let me draw a bunch. Oh, lovely. This thing already has like 10 counters on it. Animar's already a 10-10. So, we're gonna cast Kozilek, Butcher of Truth for 0. Draw 4 cards. I mean, we could keep going, but at that point, why bother? I don't think there's any need to keep going. Alpha Strike. That was turn 4. That right there was turn 4. That was turn 4 with my Animar deck. Did all that on the 4th turn of the game. And then you wonder why, like, this is probably my all-time favorite legendary creature to play for EDH. I mean, if this gets killed, like, multiple times, the deck is not going to do anything close to what you just saw if I struggle to keep this on the field, but... if these computer opponents can't catch on to that, then it's literally just going to be target practice. Oh, Sensei's Divining Top. That's another target for Trinket Mage to go grab. Also, yeah, Uro, Titan of Nature's Wrath. Tinderwall, and pass. I got a Wild Growth? One of my lands. Play the top and just pass. Okay, 1-1 with... Oh, I have a wall that could just block it anyway, so no point in attacking. I'm floating 1 red and 1 green. I mean, I guess let's use it. Red creatures you control at first strike. That's a 1. Okay, it can make itself a 2-1 because he has this here. I'm just gonna take 2 damage to the face and not really care. Gain 3 life, draw a card, and may put a land onto the battlefield. Let's do that. Sure, give me another counter, because why not? So we are floating a green. And with that... I still have an extra blue, so with that, let's just play Trinket Mage. I'll get a Skull Clamp. Now I'm gonna attack for 6. And then pass it on back. Yeah, I do want to put a counter on my creature. Choose cards to get counters. Both of the ones that we have. Okay, so now I can draw a card for each creature I control. So let's do that. Alright, just refilled my hand. I guess I'll just Lightning Bolt the Bloodmark Mentor, get rid of it. Skull Clamp. I'm floating a red. Don't really have a use for it. We're gonna swing like this. I should probably have him next turn. He's gonna a second Gauntlet of Might. Wow, okay. Alright, move all 6, I guess, on over. So if I copy... First things first, that's gonna get another counter, Forgotten Ancient. So if I copy Tishana, choose one to stay on the battlefield. The rest will be moved to the graveyard. And I still get to refill my hand. Regardless, I still refill the hand. Alright, so Cloud of Fairies will just untap both lands. Fierce Empath. Kozilek. Cast it for free. Manowar, I'm just gonna put the one creature that he has to block back in his hand. I'll just put back the one blocker. I mean, yeah, we could keep going, but at this point it's like, why bother? The game was already decided like at least 5 minutes ago. It's like obvious already as to like who's winning. Other? Enter a number greater than or equal to 0? Okay, I can just put in 20. Nothing to fight, but I don't really care. Turn 6. Yep. This is my all-time favorite legendary creature. Does that mean I now own like 2 of these? I think I now own 2 Axts. If I hold it in my left hand, I start every game with a Bone Splitter. Yeah, I believe this now means that I own 2 of these. I mean, I don't know what I'm supposed to do with 2. And I don't see anywhere where I can go to sell that either. 5 strange keys. I can't even dispose of them. I just get rid of 4 and only keep 1. Yeah, just keep the one that we actually need. Challenge coins made out of bronze. I'm not really using these, but what if I do end up using them? As far as I remember, the silver ones don't actually have a use. I've never seen any content in the game that actually uses these. And I think unless I update... I mean, if I update, I'd probably likely just start like a brand new playthrough. And maybe then they may have something that actually uses the silver challenge coins. Yeah, we barely made any gold there, but anyways. Just gave the Animar deck a quick chest run, and I am already super impressed. That's not even all the cards I want to jam into that deck, and I'm already super impressed with, like, the outcome.